Hey guys, welcome back to day 2 of our science extended response. Last time we looked at how to closely read the question and come up with claims based on the question words. And today we're going to get ready to draft by comparing an exemplar to a checklist. So this is our extended response checklist, and we know that in our introduction we want a big similarity between the texts. We also want to name the titles of the texts, and if you can, we can give one sentence to preview what the extended response is going to be about. In our 2 body paragraphs, we're going to start with a claim that answers one of the questions. We're going to give a quote from both texts, one from each text. We're going to use transitions to introduce our evidence, and after our evidence, we'll use interpretation to explain how that evidence supports our claim. In our conclusion, we're going to give a big difference between the 2 texts, and we can either give a theme or a call to action. So we're going to read this exemplar that we actually wrote together earlier this year, and we're going to match it up with the checklist and see what our extended responses should look like. So we're going to start with the introduction. We had written, "In Hattie Big Sky" by Kirby Larson and "If Wishes Were Horses" by Natalie Kinsey Warnock, both characters overcome challenges and get rewarded. So notice that we gave the 2 titles, check. We also gave a big similarity between the texts. They both overcome challenges and get rewarded. Now, that similarity was also previewing what our extended response would be about, because those are the 2 questions that we'll be answering. So we did all 3 of those things in just one sentence. Now let's look at our body paragraph 1. This question had asked us what problems or what challenges do these characters face. So first, we started by answering that question. Hattie's challenge is building a fence, while Aunt Nell's challenge is hitching the bull. So already we can check we answered the question. Next, we need to give evidence. So here's our transition. According to Hattie Big Sky, and then we gave our quote. "I needed to save my cluckers from coyotes and chicken hawks. Uncle Chester's efforts had included a chicken coop, but it wasn't fenced." Now after our quote, we're going to explain how that connects to our answer. This is significant because Hattie needs to protect her chickens. According to text 2, "If I do get the bull hitched and home, you'll let me borrow your automobile one day next week." This is important because hitching bulls is a very hard thing to do. So we just showed the problem that each character had. We gave a quote from both texts to support that answer. We introduced them with transitions, and we used interpretation after each quote. Now, we'll be looking more at interpretation in our next lesson, but remember that interpretation should not repeat your claim over and over and should not repeat your evidence. Remember, you're trying to say something new. Okay, let's look at body paragraph 2. This question had asked us what were their benefits from overcoming their challenges. So here's our answer. Hattie's reward or benefit is food, while Aunt Nell's reward is borrowing the car. For example, Hattie could, quote, "taste fried eggs for breakfast, fried chicken for supper, spice cake with an egg for richness. Oh, yes." This shows that if Hattie protects her chickens, she'll have great food to eat. In addition, Aunt Nell says, "Don't worry, Mr. Babcock. I'm only going to borrow your automobile for Monday. But next time, maybe you'll take care not to underestimate the capabilities of a woman." This quote shows that since she tamed the bull, she got to borrow the car. So again, we used all 4 elements from our checklist in our body paragraph. We answered the question, that's in red. Our quotes are underlined in blue. our transitions are in green, and our interpretation is in purple. So we did a great job on our body paragraphs. Now let's look at our conclusion. We should have a difference and either a theme or a call to action. Let's see. Hattie Big Sky teaches that hard work pays off, while If Wishes Were Horses teaches to not judge a book by its cover. Okay, cool. So we actually put our two pieces of the checklist together. The difference was that they had different themes. So we gave the theme for both, and then that counted as our difference. So in your extended responses today, you should put all these elements of the checklist. Your job is to write an introduction that gives the titles and a similarity. Body 1, that will give claim 1, transitions, evidence from both texts and interpretation. Body 2, which will be claim 2, transitions, evidence from both texts and interpretation. And finally, a conclusion where you give differences and a theme or call to action. So your job today is to write all 4 paragraphs, and the next time we have science, we're going to revise and turn in. Good luck and happy working.